marked up and taped, ready for painting. Before you do any of this, if you're putting a fresh background on, painting the wall, give it a good 3 days to cure. When you apply the paint, after a couple of hours, after 3 hours, if it's touch dry, start doing your marking out, ready. Leave it a couple of days, put your tape on. All I did to mark this out, using my spirit level, roughly where I knew I wanted my marks, I put some tape, lined it up where I needed it, using the bubble to keep it all straight. I literally put a spot with my pencil, and then again with the verticals, using the marks, brought in the verticals, using this bubble. To form this, split 6 inches, lined it up with the centre, and then marked each side, again just with a spot from the pencil. And then with the frog tape, place the tape just to the outer of each pencil mark, starting on this side, working round each piece of tape laid down. The first piece of tape I've put on, I've left a little bit of a tab on it so it's easier to get off. So when you open this tape, just pop that tab there and release, quite easy. Take the tape out. Again, I've already left it so it's easier to work with. Small pair of scissors. Get some tape. And carefully line up without stretching or distorting the tape. So I can literally have between 1 and 2 millimeters tolerance to that spot. Okay, down here, sponge roller. It's a foam roller, really soft. Okay. Again, like I say, that tab on each one of these will be easier to release. So pop one back on. And once you've finished with this, straight back into its little case. Put that tab down. Slide in from the back. That's it, on. Safe. Just make sure that edge is down. You may just be able to make out that pencil mark, point of reference there, just in the corner. That central one. Black emulsion paint, and on this one I'm just going to brush on, being careful not to splash. And I don't want to go too far onto the tape either, because I need to handle that. So making sure that I brush onto all the edges of the tape, but not going too far onto it, and then just slightly lay that off. Okay, so important is when you're doing this is have a damp cloth. Now don't leave this to dry, remove the tape. So got my damp cloth ready if I need it. Starting with this top corner. Now the way I've laid the tape on, this should all come off in one. So making it a little bit easier. Just be careful at the end, just for any flick, gently. Okay. Make sure your fingers are clean straight away. So the next one, again, I'll brush make sure there's some on there. Not too far onto the tape, but making sure you get into those edges. So now, same brush, I'm just going to stipple this one on. So just remembering which way that tape was laid on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just follow it around, laying it on top of each other. Something different now. Medium pile mini roller and 2-inch brush, again synthetic, and just make sure the edges are coated up. Not going too far onto the tape again, like I say, just creates more mess. Make sure that's rubbed onto the edge of that tape. Going over what you've just brushed. Again, this side the same with the brush. Sponge roller, and you notice what I did, went straight on, easy to get carried away, and depending what paint you're using it can dry really quick on these edges, so remember, yeah, take it off before it dries. Make sure I don't leave any marks. I've gone over slightly. I'll touch up. So I will have to touch up, but this is a good scrubbable paint, so I'll just give this a bit of a rub. I can touch them areas up. So things like that may happen. It's about just handling them, but again, always touching up. So different textures there, brushed on, brushed and stippled, rolled with a medium pile mini roller and sponge foam roller. Okay, so the three at the bottom, I'm going to do something a little bit different with those. In the remainder of the paint, I've put a smaller brush in and I've put some of the silver paint glitter in, Valspar silver paint glitter. So again, brushing the corners, edges, the tape there. Just to ensure we get a crisp line. So a sponge roller. So this time being really careful, because I did go over, I did stray over, which is not a problem. It's to be expected now and again. I'll finish these off, same method, and then once they're dry, we'll have a look at the finish. And some of the reasons why you would choose certain methods of doing it than just brushing. When you're using your roller, don't have it overloaded. This really is about just getting that texture. You know, putting a certain amount of paint on here as you're doing this. Forgetting about that again. I guess 2 or 3 may not be too bad, just depends how quick it's drying. So if you're up on your steps up near a ceiling, then it may be drying a lot quicker. Just enough paint on the roller, so you're not fighting to get the paint off or anything. Not pressing too hard either, just about spreading that what you have about an even layer. That corner certainly helps. I'll tackle it when they're dry. These are all completely dry now. So as long as those points of reference are within the area that you're painting, with no problem. And again, tolerances, as long as it's only a millimetre or two, you'll be fine. What you're looking for is for it to be horizontal and vertical. Overall, subtle differences won't count. There's so much going on. So let's have a quick look at the texture on these, and then we'll have a look at this glitter down here, because under different light this will act differently. You won't see it, you won't even know it's there sometimes. It just depends on the light. The first one that was brushed, just see the brush marks in it, and then this one brushed and stippled, looking a lot better. And then this was the medium pile mini roller. And then onto the foam, the sponge roller. That's quite smooth. Overall, that's possibly the best one. You can certainly see the difference with the ones with the glitter.